Hey there, Mama. If you are looking for some tips on how to get started with breastfeeding, this video is for you. I really wish I had done more research before I was a first-time mom, but I did have some lactation consultants and some nurses in the hospital give me some tips when my first baby was born. And I just had my second baby and I was revisiting a lot of the same material. And I hope that this helps some people that are getting ready to breastfeed for the first time. If you start early and often, you are more likely to have awesome, ample success with breastfeeding. So when you first deliver the baby, you'd be surprised within a minute or two after being born, the baby is going to be able to latch and nurse right there on you right after you've given birth. It is absolutely crazy. And there are some tricks and tips to help you get a good latch right from the beginning. And if you get the baby latching the right way right from the beginning, you're going to save yourself all sorts of problems and you're going to set you and your baby up for success. You want to make sure that they're doing this properly from the beginning and not learning bad habits. If your baby isn't getting enough of the nipple into their mouth, then that can cause problems for your nipples, and then the whole experience can be harder for both of you. But conversely, if you do this right, which you will, then you won't have any of these problems. You will never have any discomfort from breastfeeding and you'll feel like a super mom. So I'm going to try to help you help your baby figure out how to get that nipple in their mouth properly so that you can get a good latch and you can start this journey off on the right foot. Okay, so here's a picture of what you want things to look like when you are getting lined up. You see how the chin is down here. You've got the nipple closer to the nose. Yeah, that is really good. Having the baby's chin tilted like this up against you is going to help them line up everything better so that their nose isn't pressed into your breast and they're not. I mean, their nose is actually designed, if you look at the way the human nose is designed, it's designed to make it so they can still get oxygen either way. So, I mean, that's cool. But this is a better thing for better latching and for better airflow and everything. So yeah, proper alignment when you're getting started is a good thing. You want to make sure that the chin is touching the breast, not the nose, more the chin touching first. And you're going to bring the baby up to your boob. I like this pose. I never really got good at the footy pose, but there are several different poses. But honestly, this is the pose that works for me. You have the baby across your chest this way. It's nice and snuggly too, I think. That's personally my opinion. Another thing that helps with milk production is when you're first starting out, and you can do this for months afterwards. If you take off all the baby's clothes and just leave on their diaper and then tuck them into your shirt, it's really cute and snug if you get the right shirts for this. And the skin to skin contact actually stimulates milk production. So that's cool. I mean, it's going to increase your milk production, besides the fact that it's just warm and snuggly and really good for bonding. It's a great way to nurse your baby. But something that they taught me when I was brand new at this in the hospital is how to get all of the areola into the mouth, because you don't want just the nipple to go into the mouth. You want as much of the areola. I'll show you how much of the areola. This much of the areola into the mouth. My areolas might be bigger than your areolas, and I mean, it's just kind of all relative, but you want to get a good amount of the areola into the mouth. Picture that your nipple is hitting the back of their mouth, like way back there. You don't want just a little bit, you want the whole nipple all the way back to the back of their mouth. That's a proper latch. And I mean, you'll get better at this probably the more times you do it. But the first time I did it, what they told me is go ahead and take your areola and squeeze it and hold it flat like this. Hold it flat. Yeah, and pretend you're making a little sandwich. It's flat like a sandwich. Then you're taking that sandwich and you're just getting it all into the baby's mouth. You see how that flat bit of the areola that you've lined up is lining up with the flat line of the mouth like that? And you just line it up like that and put it into their mouth and then let them latch because if you just let them latch on a little bit and they get used to a shallow latch, that's not going to be good for you and it's not going to be good for them. So right from the beginning, if you practice that little sandwich fold and pulling it into their mouth all the way before they close their lips around it, that'll help you get a deeper latch and a more successful, fuller latch so that you're getting more of the areola into the baby's mouth. Now, another thing that I did wrong, first, second, third, somewhere in the first few times that I breastfed, is I was trying to move my boob to accommodate the baby. I was not used to holding a newborn baby, which is kind of a trip because, you know, their little necks aren't developed enough to hold up their own head, so you're having to hold up their head, which made me a little nervous. And then I had to figure out how to get them to latch at the same time that I'm figuring out how to hold a newborn. But one thing that you want to make sure you do rather than moving your boob to try to accommodate the baby is just reposition the baby. So you're repositioning them instead of your boob. You're more likely to get a proper latch that way. And plus you're going to be more comfortable. Let's see. Yeah, it's really all there is to it. And then just practicing over and over again. If the baby gets a shallow latch, what you need to do is put your finger right here on the corner of your mouth and press down on the areola and the boob that's right there and let some air in, and then you'll be able to pull the nipple out that way. So you start by pressing down right there, right where the nipple in the corner of the mouth meets right there in the baby's mouth, and that'll let the air into the mouth and into the latch so that you can more easily remove the nipple and then reposition them again. Another thing you can do is when the baby is trying to get onto the boob, you know, just like tickle their lip. Was it the lower lip or the top lip? You touch the top lip to the nipple, and then they open up their mouth really wide. And when they open up their mouth really wide, then you can go ahead and get the areola and the nipple and everything in there. That'll help it be easier to get more of your areola and nipple into their mouth if they have a wide gape going. So, truth be told, I have breastfed my first daughter for over 2 years now. When her teeth grew in and everything, there was no discomfort. So, you don't have to worry about the baby's teeth growing in and thinking, oh my God, they're going to bite me. If you're doing all of this right, you will not have nipple problems. You will not have pain. If you are experiencing pain, there's a couple of things that could be causing it other than not having a proper latch. So, if you are experiencing pain, don't hesitate to contact your pediatrician because there might be something else going on with like a tongue tie or a lip tie. And if that's the case, there's things that they can do to correct it. So if you're having hard times and you're having raw nipples or anything, don't hesitate to say something, you know, have stuff checked out, have possible concerns at least, you know, looked at and then eliminated to make sure those aren't the cause. When you are breastfeeding, make sure that you are letting everything air out properly. I've never had any like rashes or anything like that, but I heard that if you don't air out everything properly, rashes can occur. And there are nipple creams. I never really needed them, but there are tons of good nipple creams out there. I use one by Bamboobies because it was gifted to me by a good friend, but I didn't really use it all that much. I might use it more this time. Who knows? It's really nice and all natural, though. Good for you, good for the baby. Um, Making sure that your pads, what are those things called? Breast pads? I can't remember right now. Making sure that those reusable breast pads are clean and dry is a good idea, or use disposable ones. Reusable ones, better for the planet, better for your budget. And after you breastfeed, if you just rub in the little bit of extra or just let the little extra breast milk dry on your nipples, breast milk is like this really awesome healing moisturizer. You can also, if you spill some breast milk on your skin, just go ahead and rub it in because honestly, it's like a really great moisturizer. All right, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. If you like my video, feel free to like my video. And if you really want to help me out, feel free to subscribe to my channel because I could really use the help. All right, take care.